Ubisoft has taken another step backwards in terms of its promotion of Assassin's Creed Shadows. Are you surprised? Because I'm not. And they're not even really stumbling anymore. They're not tripping over their own feet. They have fallen face first off the side of Mount Fuji with this one. So, just to give you a little bit of context on this, Assassin's Creed Shadows is the game that's going to be set in Japan in about 1579. And there was a lot of controversy when it was first announced due to a variety of factors. I'm just going to quickly list them. I don't want to talk about them. They've already been discussed. That's not what I'm here to do. One is that it featured a black protagonist, which was a real historical figure, but a lot of people said, there was only one. Why would you choose that single one when you could have had any number of Japanese samurai? The second one is that they appeared to use Chinese architecture at some points, which some found to be rather odd. And in addition, on that point, people said that the time period doesn't really reflect what's seen in the game. And then finally, there is a concern that the gameplay of these Assassin's Creed games has just gone downhill. So those are the main things that we're dealing with here. And today they just have shot themselves in the foot once again. They came out with a figurine for the game, sort of to promote the game, and it shows a figure of the character that you'll be playing as, and he's standing in front of a torii gate, but it only has one leg. So it would be called a one-leg torii gate. Now, the significance of that is that there is only one in the entire world, one-leg torii gate, and it is in Nagasaki. It was a two-leg torii gate until the nuclear bomb that went off shattered and destroyed the other leg, leaving it miraculously with just one leg. So, a lot of people are pointing out that this is an extremely weird thing for them to include. It kind of spitting in the face of a national tragedy, and it also doesn't fit the time period, which I think is what makes people think it's more glaring. The fact that this is not like even just a subtle gesture, this wasn't even around at all during the time period and hasn't been around. This happened once, and it's a symbol of national tragedy and remembrance. And they just had to include it. They just had to. And it doesn't make any sense. So people are pretty upset about that, rightfully so, I might add. And then the second thing is that they have pulled out of a Japanese game show, TGS. A couple days before the event started, they just decided to pull out of it. And they said it was due to various reasons. They wouldn't give any actual reasons. They've not responded to comments yet or questions for comments. And there's a lot of speculation going around about the state of this company, about whether they're actually in a good place. I think people have known for a long time that they've been a little stale. They haven't really been putting out the same quality of games that they used to, but not like this. I mean, people are talking about X Defiant being, a complete failure uh, in terms of falling player base, as well as a potential hostile takeover. And people are citing that that could be a reason that they didn't do this. Ultimately, this is not looking good for Ubisoft. People have been asking for an Assassin's Creed game to be set in Japan for a decade now, and they just didn't capitalize on it. And now they finally are trying, and they can't promote it. And when they do try and promote it, it's a disaster. So I'm really curious to see how this game turns out. Obviously, I'm really curious to see the next couple years for Ubisoft. And that's all I got to say. So I'll see you tomorrow.